I am Seana Spears, a sacred woman. Thank you for tuning in to Spears Spiritual Consulting. Today I will speak with you about self-love, mainly my journey in self-love. I had a very happy childhood. I was doted on, I was praised, I received constant affirmations, and I was encouraged to be my best self. When I became a teenager, I started wearing the long weaves, and I got a lot of attention from the boys. The men would whistle when I walked by. So as I matured, I found delight in having the long wigs. And I wore the stilettos, and my face was beat to the gourds. And I had the mini skirts on, and I felt like the bomb diggity. And my self-esteem was through the roof. I was my highest, happiest self. But it wasn't until 2010 when I learned that that was just self-esteem. That was not tied to my self-love. Because if I didn't have on that facade, my self-worth wasn't too high. So I tuned in one day to Brother Malcolm. And he asked me a question that I couldn't answer. He said, "Who told you your hair was nappy? Who told you your nose was big?" So my mind went back to my mother and my aunts, who would spend hours every Saturday pressing my hair so that it would be at its utmost straight come Sunday morning. And for the rest of the week, they put the greases and the brushes, and they did everything to make sure that my hair stayed straight. I was subconsciously reinforced with the image of my oppressor. The more European I became, the better off I was received. And then when I excelled in academia, the institution funded by white supremacy, I excelled to the top. I couldn't get enough plaques and awards and certificates. It was nothing for my name to be at the honor roll, the dean's list, the principal's list, and the more I achieved, the better I felt, and the longer my hair became. I was reinforcing not only to myself, but to my environment, that the way to excel was to follow the European model of beauty. And so when Brother Malcolm gave me my wake up, it hurt my feelings. So who am I if my hair isn't long? Who am I if I take off all the makeup? It was an identity crisis. So I was getting ready for a date, and I tell you, I was looking good. This is after I heard Brother Malcolm. I was still fighting with my identity. So I wanted to make sure that I exuded confidence on my date. I had on an extremely long blonde wig. I was ready for the club. Everything that should have been revealed was probably shown. And I was just ready to step out. I felt so cute. I called my girlfriends like, "Yeah, girl, you pop in." I was like, okay. The brother came in. He looked at me and I said, well, he didn't compliment me. So I said, "Well, how do I look now, Fisher?" He said, "You look kind of goofy to me." "What the hell you mean I look goofy?" He said, "I don't know why you got all this shit on." Okay. I was really taken aback by that. I was not expecting that. So I'm like, okay, you don't like it, somebody else will. There's the door. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried. And I ignored the phone calls. He was beating on my door, and I wouldn't answer. I mean, my feelings were hurt. I was crushed. How dare he tell me I look goofy? Well, the next day I was a little bit more tender. And he came over. He's like, "I just want to tell you that you look goofy when you're trying to look like them and step outside of your beautiful self." Now, granted, he might not have the words to tell me, or I didn't have the spirit to receive what he said, but I look goofy. Because that's not who I was. That's not who I had to be. So that day when he came over and he took my wig off, He told me I was beautiful. That's all I needed. This brother who had broke me built me up to realize, to allow me to realize who I really was. So, and I still had long hair. It was permed. My hair was down to my shoulders. We got some scissors, and we cut all my hair off. I had a nervous breakdown. I cut my hair. I cut my glory. I cut off my European. So I'm standing in the mirror, and my hair is only like a pinky length long. And as I had the tears coming down my eyes, he said, I have never seen you more beautiful. This brother made love to my spirit just then. Okay. So, of course, after that, I'm still fighting with who I am, my identity. I had about 4 more breakdowns. Because, my hair is my glory. This is all that I knew. This is who I was. But the reception that I started receiving from my brothers and my sisters started changing. It used to be the cat calls. But then brothers would see me and they were like, peace, queen. What's up, goddess? My respect level was changing. Sisters would come to me and say, wow, I'm drawn to you and I don't know why. And I like what you're doing and I wish I could be. So that breakthrough really helped me to break through, and it started me on my journey of self-love. Self-love is not individual love. The self-love that I was building allowed me to have love for my people, love for people who look like me. The amount of respect started changing, and I stopped calling my brothers and sisters dogs and cats and bitches, and it became, I started greeting them with authority. I started greeting them with the presence that deserved my attention and respect. And so the more I changed the language in which I identify with my people, my self-love started growing even higher. And so I started researching my ancestry. Where did I come from? So now my self-love, which was individual, grew to my community, and then it grew to my nation. It grew to my people. I started listening to Dr. Claude Anderson, and I learned what a community was. I started building with people who have a common unity. I no longer had to be identified as acceptable to European standards, because now I have my own standards. I had the Chickasaw standards. I had the Native American standards. I had the African standards, the Bantu standards. I had my own standards. And my standards of self-love. So as you watch my video, I hope that you take the time to go through your own journey and to realize that the love that you have for yourself is so much bigger than yourself. I am Seana Spears, reminding you to keep your spears sharpened, because we are truly a war. To my producer, Brother Malik Shabazz, to the vocalist, Jackie Smith Hayes, and to the background instrumentalist, Brother Freestyle.
I'm lying hard, promise you don't wanna start with me. Go ask the opposition that done fought with me. I keep some gorillas around, they do their part with me. You claim it's beef that you want, but you ain't ready for war. Best you choose peace, not violence. We don't ride while we move in silence. You claim that it's beef that you want. Nah, you ain't ready for war.